Hello, my name is Chloe De Winter. I'm from Go Chlo Pilates, and this is Good Stretch with Well+Good. Today I'm going to take you through a quick hip stretch to open up those tight hips, get you feeling good, and let's get straight into it. We are going to start up in standing. So we're going to open the legs out nice and wide, so make sure you got a bit of space, and turn the toes so that they're pointing forward out in front of you. And we're going to start with a forward fold. So just tip your body forward, come all the way down into that forward fold, and your fingers are just going to drape down between those legs. So maybe you reach all the way down to your mat, maybe the fingers are just hanging. Don't worry about it too much. Wherever you land, but just find a tiny bend in both the knees, just so you've got a bit of softness. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands all the way over to your left leg, to your left thigh, and wrap your hands around the calf or the ankle or wherever you can reach. And I want you to think about the chest wrapping around almost to the outside of the thigh, and try and pull your chest in and your head in nice and close towards that leg. And then we're going to bend into the opposite leg. So the right knee is going to bend, the body's going to sort of transfer over to that side, and then it's going to extend. And then do that again. Bend the knee and extend. Bend and extend. As we do this, we're feeling that deeper stretch travel up through the inside of the leg, but also into the hamstring. That's it. Bend and reach. Make sure the head's really relaxed here, but keep pulling the body and the chest close to the thigh. We'll go for 3 and 2 and 1. Releasing that, we're going to take it over to the other side. So walk the hands all the way over, wrap the hands this time around that right thigh, and think about, again, the chest wrapping around to the outside of the leg, and pull the body in nice and close to the leg. And then that left knee is going to bend, the weight's going to transfer over and extend. Bend and extend, that's it. So feeling that stretch now travel up through the inside of the opposite leg. Good, head is relaxed down, nice and heavy. We'll go for 4 and 3 and 2. All right, last one like that. Both legs extend, hands back to the center. Soften deeply into the knees and round the body all the way up into standing. All right, once you're up, come to the front of your mat just so you've got a bit of space behind you. We're gonna take the left leg for a big step behind us. So left leg's gonna step back. We're gonna find a long lunge stance. Bend into the right knee until the right knee is right on top of the right ankle. And the back heel is gonna be lifted and the back leg really straight. Now take the hands to the hips to start as you're bent into that front knee, and find a scoop under of your tailbone. So try not to stick your butt out. You wanna tuck it under and really drive the hips forward so that you feel a stretch through the front of your left hip. So that's your left hip flexor muscles. And really scoop and press forward. And if you want to find even more of a bend into that front knee, you'll get a bit of a deeper stretch. Go for it, hold it there. And then we're going to take that left hand and reach it straight up. So the palm is facing in. Reach and lengthen, and then tip the whole body over just slightly to the right, feeling a deeper opening through the side of the body. You'll feel the stretch travel up from the front of the hip all the way up into the side of the waist. Reach the fingers away from you as you tip over a little bit further. Take a big breath in and out, and then find just a tiny little tilt and lean up and back. And just that small adjustment is going to help you open even more into the front of the pelvis and the front of the hip. Now hold it there. Take a deep breath in and out. Take it all the way down. Big step forward, and let's switch it over to the other side. This time right foot's going to step back, finding that long lunge position. So back heel's lifted up. We bend a lot into that left knee. Take the hands to the hips to start. Let's reset through the pelvis. So naturally you want to sort of stick the butt out and lean forward. So up tall, do the reverse. Tuck your tailbone under, scoop, and really drive that right hip forward so that you feel the opening through the front of the thigh, the front of the hip. Now these muscles get super tight and grippy, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, because those muscles are in a shortened position. And honestly, also if you do a lot of Pilates, if you do a lot of tabletop work, these muscles get tight. Really important to stretch and open them out at the same time. From here, we take the right hand, lift it straight up, and find a bit more of a reach, lengthen all the way up towards the ceiling, feeling that deepen. Take a big breath in, and then we're going to tip the body up and over to the left this time, feeling the stretch travel up from the front of the hip into the side of the body, the side of the waist. Hold it there as you reach up and over. Lengthen, deep breath in. out, and then hold it there. We just find that tiny little tilt back, that little tiny extension. Fingers reaching away from you. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking that hand down, step it all the way forward. All right, take a little step back so you've got a bit of space. Roll the body down, finding a forward fold. Bend into your knees until you can plant the hands all the way down. We're going to step the feet back and find a 4-point kneeling position. Knees are going to be right underneath the hips. Untuck your toes. Hands are underneath the shoulders. And we're going to draw like a big circle. Let the body lean over to the left. So like everything just sort of leans over. Sit back towards the heels, come over to the right, and then come forward and up and around. And we're going to keep this going like these big circles, just opening out into those hips and just getting this mobilization deep into the hip joint itself. So we're spending lots of time stretching out through the muscles around the hips, but we also want to mobilize and open through the hip joints themselves as well. Let's reverse that the other way. Big circles around, sinking it back, coming forward. That's it. Notice how it feels from side to side. If there's any points of restriction. Good, just one more time all the way around, and we're going to sink it into a quick child's pose. This time knees wide, toes together, sink back to the heels, maybe a little shimmy of your butt side to side, and then just fold it forward. We're just going to take 2 breaths here. Keep the hips sinking back towards the heels. Big breath in and out. One more time, big breath in and out. Walking those hands all the way in. Just lift yourself up and swing the legs around so you come into a seated position. Now you just need like a little bit of space around you, and you're going to come into a seated position with the legs out in front of you. So you want to have the feet a little wider than hip width distance. Hands are going to reach behind you, and you're going to lift up through your toes, so you're resting up on the heels. And we're going to find like a sway from side to side. So we're going to allow the knees to drop up and over one way, and then up and over the other way. Now, if you just relax and you do this, you'll really feel the weight in your butt transfer from side to side. But see if you can do this instead, keeping both sides of the pelvis and both sides of the hips feeling really heavy on the mat. So you're grounded into your sitting bones, called your ischial tuberosities, and then move then just through the knees, isolating the movement just to the hips. And you'll probably find that the knees can't actually get as close to the mat as soon as you find that heaviness through the sitting bones. And that's what we want, because now we're only working through internal and external rotation through the hips. You might notice that one direction feels a little bit stiffer than the other way. Maybe it's when the knees go out, maybe it's when the knees go in. Notice what it feels like for you. And then the next time you come up and over to the left, you're gonna hold it there. You're gonna take the hands up and over in front of that left leg. Still try and stay grounded, especially through the right side, but it might lift up a little. That's totally normal. And we're gonna find a fold here. Crawl the fingers a little further forward, and then allow the chest to fold forward. You should feel a nice stretch through the outside of that left hip. Hold it there, deep breath in. Lift it up. We're going to come up and over the other way. We go up and over. Hands come in front of that right thigh. Now this outside hip will lift a little, but try and keep the butt as heavy as you can. And then from here we fold it forward, feeling that stretch down through the outside of that right hip. Let the shoulders relax. Hold it there. Take a deep breath in and out. Lifting it up. Let's get a little bit more into those hips. This time, come back onto your butt. You're going to take your left ankle. We're going to cross it up and over the right thigh. Now you might need to move the leg away from you to sort of reach it in. That's fine. So you're going to cross it over, and then if you can, try and slide that right foot in, hands behind you. Slide it in as far as you can get it, and then straighten the elbows and walk your hands in a little closer towards your butt, as close as you can. And then see if you can puff the chest out and roll the shoulders back. So think about your chest reaching towards that leg. Good, strong stretch through the side of the hip. Find a little rock from side to side, left to right. Little tiny movements side to side, opening into that hip. And then just find the point where you get the strongest stretch. Once you find it, just hold it and freeze. Hold it, freeze, roll the shoulders open even further. Hold it there, big breath in. And out one more time like that. Big breath in. And out. All right, let's switch it to the other side. You can slide it away. Good, we're gonna go this time. Ankle, right ankle over the left thigh. Maybe slide that left bottom in a little closer. Maybe walk the hands in a little closer. You're gonna roll the shoulders back. You're gonna puff the chest out in front of you. And then again, find that gentle rock from side to side, opening out into that hip. Notice how it feels on this side. Notice if it feels different, does it feel the same? Do you notice if you feel the stretch in a different part of the hip? Just learning more about your body each time you move. Finding a point that feels maybe a little bit tighter, that needs a little bit more love, and hold it there. Can you roll the chest open a little bit more, holding in that stretch for a little bit longer? Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, letting it go. One more time like that. Big breath in and out. Let it go, and then uncross the legs. We're gonna come into a butterfly stretch to finish. So soles of the feet are gonna come together, all the way together. See if you can grab onto the feet and pull them in a little closer towards you. So as close as you can get them. Wrapping the hands around the feet. Sit really tall, roll the shoulders back, right back, sitting as tall as you can, and then lean the body forward. But think about your chest leaning forward rather than down. So chest reaches forward to start. If your elbows can find the inner thighs, then just gently press into them to open even deeper into those hips. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, then allow your body to fold forward. Chin comes down to the chest. Press into those inner thighs with the elbows and hold into that stretch. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting it go one more time like that. Big breath in and exhale it out, rounding it all the way up. And you can stay right there for a little longer if you want, but otherwise you are all finished. Thanks so much for joining me for Good Stretch. If you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the Well+Good YouTube channel. My name's Chloe, I'm from Go Chlo Pilates, and I can't wait to see you again right here. See ya.